consequences of alternative interventions that we're thinking about. Well, at the moment, all of these renewables, the reason why we don't generate all of our available energy today via solar or wind, even though we know burning coal is bad, is because, why do we choose to do a bad thing? Because it's cheap. You make more money that way. So solar and wind power cost on the order of 3 to 4 to 10 times as much to make electricity using those means as you do by burning coal. So the reason why we burn coal is because it's very, very cheap. Nuclear is cheap, but it's expensive to clean up afterwards. Hydro is cheap, but it's expensive to build the dams in the first place, and nobody anymore wants any more dams built in Australia. Right? So we can't really build hydro. So we're stuck with things like solar, wind, and nuclear. What we actually want to see, what's the real outcome? So the real outcome we need here is none of these things. None of these things are the long-term cure for anything. An ETS is not a cure, a tax is not a cure either. The only really long-term cure is us not burning any fossil fuels. So if you take these models seriously, these ones, what is it, taxes, resource rent tax, yeah. If you take these models seriously, the only solution is by 2030 to 2050, developed countries simply stop burning coal altogether. And developing countries stop burning coal soon after that. That is the only cure. So taxes, emissions trading schemes, again, it's all it's a temporary measure. None of these things are the real cure, because the real cure is the socio-optimal Q here is 0. It's not less than it is today. It's nothing. We simply don't burn coal anymore. So the real cure for all these things is to find something different to do. We need to find a new way of generating electricity that doesn't do any of this crap. Or we need to find a new way of burying carbon dioxide. That's really the only two long-term solutions here. We find a technological fix that gets rid of carbon dioxide. We find a new technology that basically makes electricity as cheaply as coal. Or we simply start to live in very flame-proof homes. That's it. Okay, so there's a huge debate about this. There's kind of an interesting debate that Bjorn Lomborg's been responsible for, and his idea is basically about technology. He's arguing we need to put in a bunch of new technology to make all this energy that doesn't burn coal. So wind, electricity, whatever. The real question then becomes is, when do you build it? The problem is we know this technology we have today is expensive. So we wind up like Germany, putting $10 billion worth of solar panels in. The problem is we know that over the next 20 years, we're going to develop much cheaper ways of generating electricity. So there's $10 billion worth of solar panels that the Germans installed. They're probably going to rip up in 5 years' time because there'll be much better solar panels to replace them with. So the question then becomes also, it's not a matter of what you do, it's when you do it. Because technological changes over time means hopefully these things will get cheaper. And really the only way we'll ever really replace coal is when we develop a type of electricity generation like solar that actually is cheaper than coal. And so at that point, people won't burn coal to make electricity, not because there's permits or taxes. They'll simply do it because it's a lot cheaper to do it with solar.